Welcome back, everyone. We are continuing on with our special logarithm series of lessons. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and possibly buy merch if we ever have that, and it's legal, perfectly legal. Part 3 says, find the location of the following numbers. For each one, state the system of equations that can be used to locate the number. Draw a sketch graph of the system and determine from your sketch if the number is positive or negative. What the heck are they talking about? What the heck? Who knows, right? I better get this right. Let's see if we can start with something easier. None of these are easy. These are all hard. But this one will do for now. So this says square root of 2 and e. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do two equations. One is going to be root 2 to the power of x. And the other one is going to be y equals e. And so what that means, well, do you know what 2 to the x looks like? Remember, let's actually use a different color. Let's do a little hypothetical. What if I have y equals 2 to the x? What does that graph look like? I hope you remember that it looks something like this. Okay? So that would be the graph of y equals 2 to the x. Well, you know what? You know what y equals 3 to the x looks like? It's like basically the same. Whoop. Well, maybe a little bit steeper. I'm sorry. I meant to make that cross at the same point. I don't have a steady hand. I messed up again. Ay. This'll never work. My hand is just not steady enough. That's just going to have to be good enough for now. And they're a little bit too close. But the point is that, no matter if I pick 3 or 4 or 5, like let's do 5 to the x, it's just going to be more the same. They're all kind of constants to some power. And they all kind of have that similar shape. They all go through 0, 1. They all go through this point right here. And they all get steeper and steeper and steeper as you go. So what then does root 2 look like? Well, it looks pretty much the same. It looks basically the same as 2 to the x, it's a little bit less than 2, right? Square root of 2 is like 1.4 something. So it's not gonna be 2. So it's gonna look a little shallower. I'm gonna erase all these helper lines, these explanation lines. I hope they serve their purpose. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. So if that's 2 to the x, then the graph of root 2 it's going to be, well, I mean, we could just call that root 2. It's just going to be a little bit wider, not quite as steep. And this goes on forever like that. So we're going to call this y equals root 2 to the x. And maybe we should have a few points. So this one right here is going to be 1. And then maybe so if we plug in 0, we get 1. If we plug in some other values, let's plug in 1, we get root 2. So this is about 1.4. I need a different color. All right, so this right here is going to be about 1.4. This is awful. I should have zoomed in. I can still zoom in. Zoop. Yes. Come on. I couldn't get it. So this is about 1.4. And then if I plug in That's this one right here. Let's use a different color. If I plug in 2, here, if this is 2, then that becomes 2, right? 2 comma 2. So this point right here is going to be 2 comma 2, and so on and so forth. I'll do one more. If I plug in 3, then that's going to be 2 root 2. And 2 root 2 is like about 3, a little bit less than 3. Let me use a different color for that. I'm going somewhere with this. I hope I'm not losing your attention. So this is going to be 3 comma almost 3. It's like 2.8 something. I'll just say 2.9. Okay, so that's that coordinate. Now, what the heck is the point of all this? What the heck am I doing? And why don't we just use freaking Desmos? The idea behind this is that you can learn how to estimate difficult logarithms without a calculator. That's what they're trying to teach you here. What I'm trying to teach you here. And here comes the big payoff. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. E, this one right here, y equals e, right? Y equals e. E, remember, we watched the video. It's like 2 point what? Oh, yeah. So that's like, so remember, like here is like 3. Can I move this? Yes. Thank you. So this is 3. 2 is here. I really should have had a nicer, bigger scale. It's okay. And so E, therefore, is like right in here. And you know what? Why don't I just go ahead and graph that line. Okay. That's the graph of y equals e. And then what that means is that the point of intersection is the answer. This right here is going to be root 2 to what power is e? So it's going to be root 2 to approximately, I don't know, 2.5. I can't tell. The x value is going to be about 2.5. That's, judging by my graph, that's about as accurate as I can get. So that means that this right here equals approximately 2.5. How about that? Not very satisfying. I feel like I think we should start with numbers that aren't roots and e's. Maybe something a little bit clearer. You know what I'd really want is like a grid. Does Cami do grids? Blank page. Page type. Grid. Hello. Yes. Okay. Where's my grid, Cami? Thank you. Now this is going to be a lot better. All right, let's do something a little simpler. Let's say, let's try this. We know that this is 3, but let's say we didn't know that. Let's say that you didn't know what log of 8 base 2 is. Well, according to the method I want to teach you, this is going to be y equals 8. And this is going to be y equals 2 to the x. Y equals 2 to the x. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, we can go higher. About like that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now let's try to graph 2 to the x. So 2 to the x we know is going to have a point right here. 2 to the negative 1 is a half, so that would be right here. 2 to the negative 2 is a quarter, so that would be right here. 2 to the negative 3 is 1/8, so that would be like down here. And let's go, so this is negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. And now let's go into positive land. 1, 2, and 3. And so if you plug in 1, 2 to the 1 is 2. So that point is right here. Plug in 2, 2 to the 2, or 2 squared, is 4. So that's right here. Plug in 3, 2 cubed is 8. So that's right here. And we can connect all this, assuming I have a steady and smooth hand, which I don't. But we shall try our best. Ay, ay, ay. I mean, I'll give it one more shot. Oh my gosh, that's like really good for me. Okay, that's as good, for me, that's as good as I'm going to do. That's the graph. This right here is the graph of y equals 2 to the x. I don't know what happened. Oh, that one. Okay, I see they're connected. This right here is y equals 2 to the x. Y equals 2 to the x. And then you graph y equals 8. And that one, like I said, is, well, that's just a flat line. Right? That's just a flat line through 8. And this is the point of intersection of those two is the solution. This right here is the answer to this. This is the answer to log of 8 base 2, which we all know, or are supposed to know, that it's 3. And obviously, we know that we didn't have to solve it graphically, but I need to show you the method so that you can use this method to solve other more complicated numbers graphically. Okay, so that way you can estimate a difficult logarithm, like log of e root of base root 2, and you could actually figure out an answer that's halfway approximate. And that's kind of the point of what we just learned. I hope that was helpful to you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends. Thank you, everyone.